should be able to improve. And President Jonathan actually raised expectation. I think inauguration, it changed from the buzzword of reform to what he called transformation agenda. And when we talk of transformation agenda, I think we also must transform our policy thinking. I think we need a new language. Nigerians are completely bored, with this 3-decade-long subsidy, appropriate pricing. You know the story. We started this endless issue around subsidy as far back as late 80s when IBB government started. It was appropriate pricing. The Shoneka took it up. Abacha did, of course. Obasanjo wholesale. I think we should change the discussion. And the result has been nothing but consistent petroleum price increase.
But you listen to the argument by Governor Amici of Rivers State.
No,
sound, isn't it?
Yeah, no. I think Governor Amici, with all due respect, is. I think how we expect the governors, in particular, to lead the campaign for the new thinking to turn Nigeria around. We're just watching what is going on in the United States. Obama is on the road talking of job plans. Job plans. There's no way, I don't know of any government in the world today that talks of imposing more hardship on its own citizens, removing subsidy. On the contrary, what we have a stimulus plan, revival of industry, of enterprise. And we've been quite impressed in Labour when the new coordinating minister of the President Economic Team, I'm talking of Minister Uwela, repeated that one of the top issues on the agenda of this administration will be jobs, and jobs. Because we're already, industry have closed down. Now, the question we should ask, and I expect Governor Amici to address that, it's not just Labour, is to say what will be the impact assessment of the new recourse to price increase. I don't want to call it subsidy removal because there are a lot of debates about whether there's subsidy anyway.
Yeah.
The first tape you played, by Distinguished Senator Olusegun Saraki was a motion he put on the road to even question Bukola Saraki, is to question the entire notion of subsidy. And I followed the motion. He has put up the template in this budget to say figures do not add up in terms of the claim. So there is already dispute about what subsidy is all about. You also have former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Professor Tam David West, who had come out with elegant figures to show that subsidy never exists. And I want to ask, who is complaining that the Council of State is addressing? At 65 naira per litre, oil companies are making hell of money in the sales of petroleum products. Why will the entire Council of State be making a case for some few marketers who are already not complaining anyway? And at 65 naira per litre, Nigerians are already groaning. Those who buy, because we know the impact assessment of that price.
What about the argument
on the cost of living, on transportation?
They say that they need to diversify the economy.
No, I don't think, again, that's the point I'm raising. I expect the Council of State to be able to meet and run the template on how to diversify the economy.
You mean to break it down to
yes, what I'm saying, I expect the meeting to be on that.
Okay.
Revive the industry that have closed down. What are the issues about infrastructure? We had the Senate president who just confirmed recently that contrary to the, propaganda that power is improving, far from it, it's not improving. So the bottom line, and I can see what could unite the governors with the federal government today, it's nothing but an attempt to get more revenue. And this came up at the time we just signed the minimum wage. In fact, at the point governors meant to say the condition for implementation of minimum wage is that you must increase the price of petroleum products or remove the subsidy. And I want to ask, just on a quick one, that can we really say the problem of Nigeria is lack of revenue? This budget this year is 4.6 trillion. What is 1.2 trillion, even by their figure, which we haven't seen? We really don't know. They are the 120 figure. We haven't seen template by their figure. That's token compared to what is on the table this year. And yet, we also had the Minister of Finance who have told us that up to now, 9 months or 10 months into the year for this year, there's no record of budget implementation of 4.6 billion. Coming from the minister, that's not from Labour. Now, why do you want to give more money for people who can't account for what they have already collected so far? And on the last note, I just listened to your your news this morning. The breaking news this morning is about 3 governors. And I was trying to do the calculation of how much they were being accused of. 58 billion naira fraud, allegedly, for Ogun State, former Ogun State, former governor.
So even if it's an money,
no, let's run the figures. 25 billion for Akala, 18 billion for Nasarawa governor. I mean, that's the poorest of the state, the poorest of the poorest that has been alleged to account for 18 billion. Why do you want to give money, more money, in trust to just three governors who close to 100 billion?
Can we then generalize? Because if some governors allegedly have not done what they ought to do, what if all the others seem to be doing considerably well?
I'm just saying that, again, the body will now be on the governors to prove that the quality of governance has dramatically changed, such that we are not going to, we the ordinary people cannot manage our so-called subsidy. We should transfer it to them to manage for us in trust.
Isn't this removal going to affect, or should I say, give us more jobs, create more jobs for the people? As it is now, what's the statistics of unemployment? Is Labour
again, well, I'll quickly come to that. Again, this is not from Labour. Again, it's also in your news. Organized private sector has come out forcefully to express their opinion about the way we are going about this deregulation, price increases, because they are the one on the spot. They know that diesel has been deregulated. It's not been available. At times it's available, adulterated. Again, lack of governance. You'll be wondering, where is NNPC? NNPC is not on duty. Of course, that's an agency that permanently lives on subsidy. It's highly indebted. Yet it's the one leading campaign to remove subsidy because it's not really working. Kerosene, I mean, the ordinary people. Then petrol, they know what they pay, because virtually in the absence of railway, which has not really come on stream, we're all road banned anyway, and all this impact on cost of production.
But the issue of kerosene has been sorted out.
No, people still kill in large number. I mean, we kill for essential product like petrol, kerosene. But what I'm about to say is that organized private sector have expressed concern that the way we are going and the kind of figures they are running, that we're going to have these increases, this will further compound the cost of cost of production. And when the cost of production goes up, their products cannot be competitive. So our industry may not be competitive. So this is going to compound the competitiveness of Nigerian enterprises. And you asked the question about employment. And I think this is where I may be worried. And I want to say that I expect the Council of State, especially Economic Council of State, to deliberate and discuss holistically how to transform this economy based on transformation agenda of the president. And even petroleum sector that we talk about. We strongly believe in Labour that the whole sector needs holistic restructuring.
Okay.
And when I say restructuring, they run the templates.
React to this.
We must build refineries. We must provide the necessary infrastructure. Even the petroleum, the industry bill. It would be nice to see the
build refineries.
Yeah.
What's the challenge of building a refinery?
Yeah, those are the challenges of governance.
Governor Amechi says that's what he expects Labour to be clamoring for, not removal of subsidy. That he expects you to be asking about issues of development. Not removal of, but as per removal of subsidy, it is necessary so that the nation can move forward. That's what he said.
But that cannot be our burden. That's what they should be concerned about. It is the government that must build the refineries. It is the government that, because we face serious supply crisis.
But they are saying that you people are not asking for building of refineries and development, and they are telling that they need the 1.2 trillion to go back to developing this.
We've been on the road in this country, mass protests for revival of the refineries. We've been on the road to even question the quality of an attempt to privatize. Don't forget that. We have been on the road to say, wait, this country had uninterrupted petroleum supply before. Domestic supply, not import. In fact, the regulated prices they are giving us, the crisis with it is that it's linked to imports.